Tonight's halftime highlights are being brought to you by Merrill Lynch, a breed apart in the breadth and quality of its financial services. Very special. The Orange Bowl, Miami, Florida, the Rams against the Dolphins. First quarter action, the score 0-0. The Dolphins led by the spectacular rookie quarterback from Pittsburgh, Dan Marino. You saw his stats on the day. And in that first quarter, rolling left, he follows Bob Kuechenberg, number 67. Touchdown, 7-0. Quickly striking back in that first quarter. Quick pitch to Eric Dickerson. And this spectacular rookie from SMU, 40 yards down to the 3, setting up the tying touchdown, 7-7. In the second quarter, Dan Marino again. Watch him closely. This time he will roll right. Look and throw deep downfield to number 85, the speedster from northwestern Louisiana, Mark Duper, 46 yards. Touchdown, 14-7 Miami. In the third quarter, it was 14-14. Dan Marino from the shotgun. Looking again for Mark Duper. He evades tacklers, moves for a 28-yard gain. That set up the go-ahead field goal, 17-14 Miami. It remained 17-14 Miami, and in their next possession, Dan Marino handing off there to Tony Nathan. Watch Tony go. He rambles 19 yards for the touchdown. Miami went on to win it over the Rams, 30-14. The Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. The Seahawks against the Raiders. The Seahawks, brilliantly coached by Chuck Knox, always so troublesome. 17-7, Seattle, third quarter action. Mark Wilson trying to strike back. Hits the big tight end, Don Hasselbeck, touchdown, and that made it 17-14 Seattle. Seattle's next possession, Dave Grigg. You saw him hand off to number 28. The other brilliant one from Penn State. And Kurt Warner runs for 24 yards. That set up another Seattle score, 24-14. With that score in the fourth quarter, Dave Grigg pitched to 46, David Hughes, and you see Hughes go 26 yards. And that run set this up. Watch closely now. It will be an apparent field goal attempt with Jim Zorn holding for 9, Norm Johnson, but a fake field goal. And Zorn passes to 46. David Hughes had a great day, 33 yards, touchdown, and Seattle went on for the upset victory twice this year, beating the Raiders, this one 34-21. Mile High Stadium, Denver, Colorado, where Dan Reeves is working miracles, and Steve DeBerg is doing the job where Elway wasn't. Second quarter action is where we pick up, 7-7. DeBerg, watch him. You're going to see an old familiar figure. Rick Upchurch out of Minnesota. What a receiver. What a kick runner through all of the years. That set up a field goal that put Denver ahead 10-7. And then in the Bronx, next possession, DeBerg passing deep to the goal line. 46 yards. Steve Watson out of Temple. What a surprise he's been through the years. Denver leading 17-7 at the half. Third quarter. Bill Kenney of Kansas City back, looking to pass to number 89, Henry Marshall. 34-yard gain to the 1-yard line. The goal line stand by Denver. They've always had that great goal line defense. Forced a field goal. 17-10 Denver. 20-10 it was in the fourth quarter when DeBerg from the shotgun passed to Rick Upchurch again. 36-yard gain. And that set this play up. DeBerg handing off to Nathan Poole out of Louisville. Over the top, touchdown. Denver wins 27-24. County Stadium, the Pats against the Falcons. Second quarter, 10-0 Atlanta. 8 seconds left in the half. Grogan back to pass for the Pats. And the brilliant rookie from Alabama, number 74, Mike Pitts, hits his arm. The ball rolls free. Rookie linebacker John Rady picks it up, scampers in, 17-0 Atlanta. In the third quarter, with that score still remaining, 17-0. The handoff to Riggs by Bartkowski. Look at Riggs go. This is a powerhouse runner. Only Andrews keeps him out of action. William Andrews, of course. And that run, 25 yards before the ball was stripped free. The Falcons retained possession. So the drive continued. Bartkowski looking for Billy White Shoes Johnson. He's all alone. Touchdown. Atlanta breezed to a 24-13 victory. Soldier Field, Chicago, Illinois. The Lions against the Bears. First quarter action, 7-0 Detroit. Vince Evans back to pass for the Bears. Under pressure, throws, and the ball is intercepted by 27, Bobby Watkins. He returns it 31 yards. That set up a touchdown, 14-0 Detroit. By the third quarter, it had become 17-3 Detroit. Number 17, Eric Hipple. Watch this closely. The handoff to James Jones, the rookie from Florida, and he cuts right finally for the touchdown, 24-3 Detroit. On the very next possession, Hipple pitches back, then the handoff from Sims to Leonard Thompson, end around. Thompson can go. Just give him daylight. He goes 40 yards. Touchdown. And Detroit went on to a 38-17 win. Don't forget, next Monday night, the Detroit Lions play host to the Giants, who are in the throes of despair.
Course for Washington, heading for a showdown in December with Dallas. They'd like to stay as close as they can. Saturday here at ABC. We're going to begin our day at 12 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Central, 3:30 Pacific time with regional college football. We have Alabama against LSU, Oklahoma against Missouri, and Washington State against Oregon State. That one will be seen at 3:30 here on the West Coast. That'll be followed at 4 o'clock Eastern, 3 Central, 1 Pacific by the USA versus Ireland in amateur boxing. Mark Breland, the world amateur boxing welterweight champion, and perhaps our best bet for an Olympic medal in '84 in his first competition since he had hand surgery and that sidelined him. And then ABC's Emmy award-winning Wide World of Sports returns 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Pacific with the World Gymnastics Championships. That'll be from Budapest, Hungary. Then that is also the last world competition before the Olympics take place next summer. And, of course, the top American hopeful among them will be Julianne McNamara. She'll be competing. She was first in the all-around in the World Championship. Back in San Diego, just about ready to kick off the third quarter. The Redskins will be kicking off to the Chargers, who have played surprisingly well, particularly on defense. They trail Washington by 3 points. And most of your experts would tell you that they had little or no chance coming in tonight, as we take a quick glance at Ernest Jackson back there because of the injury to Brooks for the Chargers. It'll be Jackson who will wisely stay in the end zone, bringing about the touchback in San Diego. We'll have a first down and 10 at the 20-yard line.
All right, here are the first quarter statistics. At that point, San Diego in control statistically, but not in terms of the score. And then, second half, the statistics evened out and indeed turned Washington's way in total yards, but a couple of breaks determined the first half. That San Diego fumble when they were apparently moving in, and Frank Pickup with the play-by-play.
We're watching Ed Luther tonight in relief of Dan Fouts, out of the game with a very sore shoulder. In case you joined us earlier, we talked to him before the game. He will not be in action tonight. Muncie, however, not expected to play, just got the call on first down, and he rolls for 5 yards out to the 25-yard line. Ed Luther in the first half, the fourth-year man out of San Jose, who really has not played all that much because of the durability of Dan Fouts over the past few years, is 7 of 14 on the night, 88 yards, 2 interceptions, making his second start as a Charger. He started the Denver game a week ago in a loss to Denver, 14-6. And in that game, Luther was 22 of 48, 193 yards and 3 interceptions. Houlihan is the moving tight end for the Chargers as Luther fires it into Winslow in between a pair of Redskin defenders. Rich Malat was there, and Curtis Jordan, and Luther strong-armed it in for the first down out over the 35-yard line. That could mean that you're either throwing it too quickly or you have good mobility.
Or good
Take your
offensive
pick.
line.
I prefer to think it's the latter. I mentioned that early in the contest.
2 interceptions tonight. He had 3 a week ago. Ed Luther. First down 10, 37-yard line. Charlie Joyner is the motion man for the Chargers as Sherman Smith rolls for 4 yards out over the 40-yard line to bring up a second down and 6.
Going back to those first half breaks, Frank, Washington might have had a score. As you noted, Don Warren was 10 yards past everyone all alone. Theismann didn't see him. And then Luther mistakenly hung out that long pass that gave Theismann time to move Mosley into field goal position, and Mosley connected.
And, of course, San Diego was on a drive when they had a fumble by Sherman Smith into the end zone for a touchback. Second down and 6, and I'll tell you, Charlie Joyner caught that one. They would have taken some fingers with it.
Sure would have. That's what they call it. Hard ball, a high fast one.
This has been the criticism of Ed Luther, one of them. As opposed to Dan Fouts, Luther really throws that ball hard. And he did have some 8 drops last week in the Denver game. But it really isn't that difficult to catch. It's just when you work with Dan Fouts, as these Charger receivers have for so many years, you get used to that soft touch. Third down and 6. Muncie is in there as a single setback. Luther, Muncie trying to get first down yardage. He was in the arms of Brian Carpenter, the nickelback for the Redskins. I don't think he'll get it.
One of those wonderful examples of Joyner coming down and pretending to try to work his way through the secondary, and it's a great pick. It's really what it is. Joyner picks off the outside linebacker. Muncie's right there. I don't believe he made the first either. Good, hard-nosed tackle. 41, Brian Carpenter.
That'll bring up fourth down, and the punting team has come on for San Diego. Maury Buford. No, they now bring Buford back, and they have Luther in. They're going to go. Why not?
And you're right. Why not?
Chargers with a fourth down, less than a yard to go. And they're going against the #1 rushing defense in the NFL. Muncie does it easy to midfield, and he could have popped it for a big one.
If you recall San Diego in this very arena, Jack Murphy Stadium, opening game of the year, Jets 41, San Diego 29. 4 times Joe Walton made that exact call. 3 times it worked for him, and it turned the game the Jets' way. Risk it on fourth down, very short yardage.
Terrific job. Billy Shields, Doug Wilkerson, Don Masick sealed off that right side of the defense. Then he got a good lead block by Sherman White. That was a nice job on offensive line.
James Brooks is in the lineup for San Diego. This is Sherman Smith. And Sherman Smith steps inside the first down marker and gets another Charger first down.
Flag
Near
down.
the 37-yard line, and a flag is down where we usually get the holding call.
Yeah,
That is going to back San Diego up.
That's going to hurt.
Could be Gissinger there. It is.
Referee
It does
once
hurt.
again, Fred Silva, walking it off. Here's the call.
Offense, number 75, holding. First down.
That's 2 holes tonight for Andy Gissinger, the right tackle. I think you'll see it right in the middle of your screen. Gissinger working against Liebenstein. He had a pretty good hold on him. So that'll bring up first down and 20 rather than a first down inside the 40 of the Redskins.
Good
This
play.
is Brooks.
Oh, that nice play.
And Brooks, who was not expected to play because of a very sore ankle and hamstring, gets back close to the original line of scrimmage, where it'll bring up second down and 11. Darrell Green, the rookie #1 draft pick out of Texas A&I, defensively for Washington.
But nice play call, as Don said. You don't try to get the whole 20 back at once.
They do so many. This is just a little swing screen pass out. This is a center. You'll see Masick show up out there in the middle. And actually, he had Doug Wilkerson out, too. I didn't see the guard go out there. But they do so many different things offensively here. It's fun to watch this team play.
Brooks is a single setback, second down and 11. Holahan is the move tight end. Luther had to throw that away. He wanted to go to the big tight end, Kellen Winslow, and Kellen Winslow had attracted 3 skin defenders.
They were a little jammed up down there, the receivers that time. Don't know for sure, but someone could have possibly run an incorrect route.
Ed Luther's intense. He's looking over there where the plays are being wig-wagged in. They're down long 11. The ball close to midfield. Don Coryell always into the game, intense. No setback whatsoever for the Chargers. Luther with a lot of time.
And he's got
Joyner, and he underthrows Joyner, and is picked off. Joyner had moved behind Vernon Dean. Luther underthrows, and well, if you want to look at that in a positive way, this is probably better than a punt. As the Redskins will get the interception, they will have it inside their own 10-yard line.
A lot of times we'll see a receiver open up this deep down the field, but unless that quarterback has already seen him break and release the ball, nobody has an arm strong enough to get out there.
Vernon Dean, his 4th interception of the season, and the Redskins start inside their own 10.
He just made the interception. They were chewing up on him earlier in the year. Reason pinched nerve in the neck, couldn't turn his head. Now he's totally well, and you just saw evidence of it.
Redskins from their own 7-yard line. They send Riggins over the left side, and Riggins works his way to the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, 3 yards.
Woody Lowe, Billy Ray Smith defensively. We look down and check out the defense for San Diego. It remains much as it started, with the 2 rookies on the inside linebacking position, Billy Ray Smith and Mike Green, the 2 rookie cornerbacks, Gil Byrd and Danny Walters. And it's a defense that's improving each week. Riggins will try the right side. Flag is down, and Riggins is down at the line of scrimmage. Keith Ferguson leading the way for the Chargers.
I'll tell you, that's a swarming defense they're developing.
Yeah, they really are. I was interested. He was talking about Louis Kelcher holding against the Redskins. Louis Kelcher, as many of you know, has been around out here and a big favorite in San Diego. He says, but he is really trimmed down. And really, what does he weigh? He's around 300.
That's right. It was 345, wasn't he?
And that does put a lot of extra pressure
He was
on his
trying to say we can finally weigh him.
Yeah.
The discussion is a holding call against Washington.
Offense, number 68. Holding, decline, 3rd down.
Russ Graham holding on the left side, declined because it would have only been the 10-yard penalty, half the distance to the goal line. That would have put the Redskins at their 5-yard line, and they would have had 2nd down from their 5-yard line with 13 to go for the 1st. So the Chargers have declined the penalty to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Washington and Giaquinto, the 2 receiving setbacks, are in the lineup for the Redskins. Monk split way to the left. Giaquinto in motion. Theismann, Charlie Brown, he has the completion out over the 25, gets the Redskins 1st down.
What a big play, and always on the receiving end, or so it seems. Downtown Charlie Brown.
That one really did start. He had really good protection that time, that offensive line. They tried to blitz the safety, and they picked the safety up. Left that secondary with man-to-man coverage, ran a little out pattern by his back, and downtown came right across the middle, and he was wide open.
The 1st down is just over the 28-yard line for the Redskins. 3rd quarter action. Redskins over the Chargers, 10-7. Screen to the flanker. This is Art Monk, and the former Syracuse Mr. Everything, who is a good runner after he gets the ball, is up very close to a 1st down, perhaps half a yard short.
Frank, I see him throw that pattern. The only thing I can see that stops a pattern like that if they've rolled up into a zone. But if they can get that ball out to an Art Monk, they're going to pick up some yards. That's the possession type pass that you throw, 5, 6 yards, and they break it sometimes.
As Frank says, that's Washington football.
Don't turn it over. Keep possession. They've been doing it now ever since Joe Gibbs arrived. Riggins holding. Flag is down, and that should be another hold, as Riggins has the yardage for the 1st down. We've had a couple of flags early here in the third quarter when we had a relatively penalty-free first half.
Redskins usually are not penalized very much. They have a
Least in the league.
Good record. Are they the least in the league?
They were coming in through 8 games.
That's what I said. See, they're hardly ever penalized. I knew stuff like that.
Offense, holding, number 74. Second down.
You knew you were right on top of it, didn't you?
I knew that. I'd heard that. So I'd heard something about it. Not a lot of penalties. I didn't know they were.
You're as big as that offensive line. It averages 277 pounds, I think, whatever it is, between tackle to tackle. When you throw the tight ends in, you don't lose much. They go to 264 pounds.
Hey, wait a minute. They're the 5th least penalized team in the NFL. Only 43 penalties.
That's what I said.
Okay. 1st or 5th?
Second down, long yardage for the Redskins.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I say.
Monk out of bounds.
No, he's got it.
He was dueling with Danny Walters, and if he went out of bounds in the arms there, or being pushed out of bounds by Danny Walters, it would have been a completion.
That's about from where we are. Scary up here. You see a little double coverage. Monk over here to the bottom of your screen. Good coverage there by Walters. He was with him all the way. He did step out of bounds. I thought he was marking it there, but he was saying that's where he stepped out of bounds. I tell you, they haven't. Walters has been all over him. He's really, that guy's going to be a terrific cornerback.
He has had a great game. That kid was a quarterback in high school. He's an all-around athlete.
I can certainly understand that.
Used to throw footballs to Bobby Duckworth.
Did he?
Third down and 11. Heisman setting up, firing, and is complete. Goes downfield to Art Monk, and Art Monk will have the first down yardage. A little rolling pocket that Theismann can handle so well.
Lyndon King was the linebacker blitzing in there, and I just saw him get hit. I don't know who hit him.
And he's slow getting up.
Art Monk up at the top of your screen. Charlie Brown down at the bottom. Let's just watch it, see what kind of coverage we cut.
57 is Lyndon King. You'll see him get hit.
You know, it was Joe Washington. He just fell down there. That's what it was. But you see Monk up at the top of your screen.
Working right in front of Gil Bird. First down Redskins, 44-yard line. Wiggins, single setback. Wiggins met hard by Woody Lowe. Gain of perhaps 2. It'll be second down and 8. Ken Green up there defensively from the free safety, helping Woody Lowe.
Hi.
Less than 10 minutes now.
Well,
We're here in the third quarter.
Hi. Hi.
Frankly, I didn't expect the game nearly this active, this tight.
It's nice to see Euchre back in the traveling squad. We haven't seen him in a while.
Second down and 8, 47-yard line of the Redskins. Joe Washington is in there at setback. Theismann gets it to Washington, and Woody Lowe reigns all over him in midfield. And Woody Lowe and Joe Washington were battling the moment the ball was snapped. Woody Lowe, good pass defending linebacker for the Chargers.
Seems like to me these Charger defensive players are just in a lot better position to play defense than they've ever been.
Don, your big man is in there, number 74, Louis Kelcher.
They're not booing, they're saying, Louis. Does a lot of extra work here in this San Diego area. They really do love old Louis.
Had a bad knee. Could have been just sheer weight on it. But they'll use him when they go into their 4-man front. They're in it now on a third down and 4.
That's big hands and almost got in there.
Should have another holding call if the flag goes down. Monk spins and twists up there, upended close to a first down. But again, that flag is down. And again against Washington. When a team like Washington starts getting these holding calls, you know that they're being pressured by the defense. And the Chargers are playing perhaps their best defensive game thus far this season.
I can't remember a Charger team playing defense this well. So you got to give Tom Bass some credit.
Speaking with Tom before the game, and he's awfully proud of the young guys. You know, he says that's just, they're going to make a lot of the mistakes, same old cliches, but he's really proud of them. All right,
Offense, number 68, holding. Third down.
Russ Grimm on the left side. Speaking of proud, you better believe that Billy Ray Smith, for 14 years, and many of them an all-pro for the Baltimore Colts, I believe he's proud of his son. Started every game he played at the University of Arkansas from his freshman season and has been a starter ever since he was taken first round by the Chargers in the draft. Third down, long yardage for Theismann. Giaquinto will not get the first down, and the Charger fans love it. Miles McPherson was there defensively as Giaquinto gets back close to midfield, but it'll bring up 4th down and 5.
Finally ran out. The drive, such as it was, had been engineered on the wings of 2 key third down passes for intermediate distance by Theismann. To Monk and to Charlie Brown, but not this time.
And 3 holding calls.
That's right. The penalties killed him.
As Wes Chandler pressed into duty because of the injuries to James Brooks. Hayes.
Here they come.
He's going to get the first down. Jeff Hayes in a full sprint. And I don't believe this. Jeff Hayes inside the 5 to the 3, 51-yard pickup. And I don't think that was intended to run. He had tremendous pressure. He thought he was going to get it blocked, and he pulled it down and took off.
I think it was, Frank, because they blocked all on the inside. He had to miss one man.
I think you're right, Don, and this is exactly what we were talking about today with Theismann. The freedom that gives his team to think for itself, and that's one of the things makes him a great coach.
Watch how these guys are closing off over here on the left.
Exactly.
And they're coming back to lead. Andre Young, number 49, you're going to see for San Diego in a minute. He runs right by him. He doesn't know that Hayes is there yet. There he was. He said, I can't figure out where this is going. Good hustle. What? Was that Chandler that knocked him down?
First down, goal to go. Riggins, right side. In the arms of Lyndon King, he'll not get in, and that statistic will go in the book, at least thus far for the Redskins, is the longest run from scrimmage they've had this year.
Jeff Hayes will not let them forget it. Can you hear him?
And it was a planned play. We just got word from the bench. So you were exactly right.
I've got a good eye, man. I mean, a really quick eye.
Jeff Hayes has put the Redskins deep into Charger territory. It'll be second down, goal to go.
I was teasing him today. Oh, here we go.
Riggins.
I think he scored, didn't he?
He took everyone with him.
Yeah. I'm tired of this stuff, guys. Let's make some point.
If he didn't,
you got a scoop.
The Redskins on a drive that began inside their own 10. It involved 3 holding calls, the fake punt, and a wound up with Redskin football, and that is give it to Riggins over the left side, Grimm and Jacoby.
And Washington is no longer behind
closed door.
That's it.
Mosley on for the conversion to extend the Redskin lead. The Redskins have a 17-7 lead. We have 6 minutes remaining in the third quarter from San Diego. Jeff Hayes, a walk-on a year ago. No one really knew who he was, from North Carolina, won the punting job. He's punting well, and he has just given the Redskins their longest run from scrimmage. And it was a superb call on the part of Joe Gibbs, no question.
The other players.
Dennis Jackson is deep, and Jeff Hayes, of course, kicks off. He gets more distance than Mark Mosley, so they use him on the kickoff, and he's obviously a good athlete. He ran the football like a running back. A lot on the line now for the Chargers. They got to get back into this game, or they can write it off for 1983. Bruce Laird fouls the ball, stays in the end zone. It'll be a touchback, and San Diego will have the ball at the 20-yard line. Saturday, once again, a reminder, college football coming your way. It'll be regional coverage. It begins at 12 o'clock Eastern, 11 Central, and then 3:30 Pacific. Some really exciting games. Alabama, Ray Perkins boys going down there to take on LSU. Oklahoma goes against Missouri in a Big 8 showdown, and Washington State against Oregon State. That game will be seen here on the West Coast at 3:30. College football, as the season begins to wind down, teams being shaken out, bowl bids starting to shape up. First down and 10, 20-yard line. Ed Luther back. Looks to Chandler. He's not open. He dumps it to Muncie. And Muncie got out of the grasp of about 4 Redskins, steps out of bounds after a gain of 1. Well, we were not anticipating seeing Chuck Muncie play much tonight. Now he's starting to limp a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't work out until this past Saturday. He was hurt 2 weeks ago against New England. Even his coach, you look at Don Coryell, did not know how much he could use him tonight, but he was quite a force for them in the first half. He got things moving for them, and he stays in the game now with Sherman Smith on 2nd down and 8. And he'll try again, right side. Gain of maybe 1. It'll be 3rd down and 7 now. Tony McGee, who usually is in the Redskins lineup as a pass rusher, can understand why. In 13 years, he's had 107 sacks, most of them with New England. Muncie with just a slight limp coming to the sidelines. We get a whole lot of receivers out there. Kellen Winslow will line up in the slot at the top of your screen, big number 80. There are 4 wide receivers. Luther, Chandler. Nice. Yes, he stays in bounds in midfield. First down, San Diego. They just gave him too much room down the sideline, and Ed Luther was able to get it in before Vernon Dean could get back from his own position.
Like he just kind of dropped it into kind of a little double coverage. You see Green got turned a little bit, but he was only covering short. Since they've moved the hash mark, it's not nearly so. Looked like to me that right other foot didn't get in there, but I guess he was knocked out. Anyway, threw a little bit to the wide side of the field, and Wes Chandler made another outstanding grab.
Hey, he's playing hurt tonight, too. He was questionable all week. He had
hit in the kidney.
Severely bruised kidney against Denver. Chargers should have introduced their team tonight with a fife and drum.
They were complaining about the Santa Ana winds blowing through.
Duckworth is wide open, and Luther overthrows.
That's too bad. He was open, too, wasn't he?
That was Bobby Duckworth. Now, he's 6'3". He's working against Darrell Green, who is 5'8" over in that corner, and they had man coverage on him.
That Darrell Green is another rapidly developing star. World-class speed. You've heard us talk about him, and despite the fact there's the matchup Frank was talking about, but this kid Green is some leaper.
I tell you, Duckworth put a little move on Green right there.
Yes, he beat him that time.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10, the ball at midfield. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. Luther and Vernon Dean could have had his 2nd interception of the night, or rather, this was Curtis Jordan.
Boy, he sure could have. Kellen Winslow hadn't even turned around. It's such a funny thing to sit up here and feel like saying, boy, if San Diego's offense can do something now, it's usually the other way around. Can't their defense stop anybody? But this is a time for that offense to come to the front.
Luther has shown so much potential over 4 years, but what a spot to come into, replacing Dan Fouts, who had directed the Chargers to 11 consecutive games in which they gained over 400 yards.
Last week's first time they haven't scored a touchdown in years.
3rd down and 10.
He's got him if he doesn't get it picked off.
And like that, Mark Murphy. Chargers had an out and down move. Murphy was just roaming deep downfield. He just sized it up, read Ed Luther all the way, and picks it off. And this is the man that, quite frankly, this team really is not the same ball club without Dan.
Might have been the best example of what
No
Fouts said earlier. Let's look at, see Ed, his head's right over there, a little down out. Looked at him all the way. What he didn't look at was Mark Murphy roaming center field back there. And there he goes.
Well, the Redskins, they live by the turnover. They don't give up many. They get it back. They'll have a 1st and 10, the ball at their own 42-yard line. We have 4:37 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and the Redskins on top, back at Jack Murphy Stadium. San Diego Chargers 3-5. They trail in the AFC West, both Denver and the Raiders. They have a 6-3 mark. If they pull out a win tonight, they'd only be 2 behind, but they're struggling as Reagan goes right side on 1st down for the Redskins.
Number 44.
Surges for about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
This team, San Diego, is not quitting. They've played a surprising game defensively, but there is something about this Redskin team. They won the Super Bowl, and so many still thought they were a fluke, but they're not. There's a togetherness about this team.
I'll tell you, there's an effectiveness, too. They
done right.
4th in the NFL in offense. They're ranked 6th overall defensively. Big hole for Riggins to midfield. Short of the first down, it'll be 3rd down and 2.
Pick up a 6 yard.
John, that's a good enough average for the kind of work he does. So he'll come out now as the Redskins get themselves into a situation where they can think both run or pass. They bring in Joe Washington, Nick Giaquinto. It's 3rd down and a long 2. Giaquinto, number 30, sets up right in front of Joe Washington. Now he motions. Heisman has Giaquinto. He has the first down yardage. Little high percentage pass, gets the first down at the 45-yard line of the Chargers.
Well, you knew that was coming. He's used Giaquinto that way all season long. That percentage of 3rd down and 2 conversions this season in the statistics, better than 70%. We showed you that earlier. This is Washington Redskin football.
Giaquinto's been around. I'll tell you, he came out of the University of Connecticut. Good athlete. Don Shula recognized that. He used him as a receiver. But he was cut by the Jets. He was cut by the Giants. He was cut by Ottawa. And let go by Miami. And he's been a contributor to the Redskins this year, and a major one. Play action on first down for Theismann. He wants a quick one. Tries to get it with Art Monk. And good coverage on Art Monk. Gil Bird staying with him all the way.
It's one of those type patterns that you say, well, that's completable, but it would have taken a terrifically accurate throw, and not one of those that you had to lay out there. You had to drill that one for a way. He didn't have much room to work. Art Gill was like, he was a number 1 pick, what, the 5th? He was at 1C, they call it, like the 5th player picked or something like that. He and Billy Ray Smith had been, Frank, I think, mentioned, had been starters since the first minicamp when they got down here. So those guys we're going to see for a long time.
Washington single set back for the Redskins. 2nd down and 10. Monk is in motion. Joe Washington. This time he tried to get back against the grain, and Ken Green when his free safety spot was there, taking Washington just about at the line of scrimmage.
Well, again, a 3rd down situation. And Theismann's productivity in 3rd down situations this season has been amazing.
Again, the crowd is not booing. That is for Louis Kelcher, where they go Louie, Lou, Lou. And Louis rumbles in. Big number 74. Joe Gibbs, who has just called the play. A 3rd and 9 call. Charlie Brown, and this play has gotten the Redskins out of trouble several times tonight.
Really
not bad coverage, but Theismann and Charlie Brown have got it worked out so well.
You see those arms go up?
He has. They open up that middle. We'll see if Charlie Brown from the top of your screen kind of come in to the middle of this. But it starts off, as we say so many times, look, there's nobody back there with Joe. Joe's got good drop, good 7.5 up step. There's nobody in the middle. So what kind of coverage Gill had? He had him to the outside. There's nobody on the inside, and Charlie Brown made a good cut.
Again, the rookie with good coverage, Gil Bird. Good pattern, perfect pass. First down, Redskins, 30-yard line of the Chargers. Now back to Riggins. John is strong, and he gets up close to another first down. Stiff arm against Gil Bird.
Now you can see they're just grinding them down.
They'll do that. They are so big up front. They make so few mistakes.
They've really been putting a lot of points on the board this year.
Averaging 33 points a game.
All teams have. They're at a record high in points scored per game, in yardage gained per game.
2nd down, less than a yard. That's the time remaining in the 3rd quarter. Riggins with a good move. Gets the first down.
Bring it to the ball
Goodness.
carrier.
I tell you, that was that Mike Green.
Mike Green that hit him. He is. I tell you, that kid's a heck of a linebacker. Now, that's Riggins we've seen run over a lot of people.
Do you know that hurt Green more than it did Riggins?
Yeah,
though?
6
Well, I tell you what,
yards.
he's the kind of guy, he jumped up in a hurry. He doesn't let anybody know it.
And
Riggins comes to the
first
outside. You'll see
down on the
58. Mike
Chargers
Green
15.
make a cut right in there, and he got him down.
He got him down, but he sprawled for a couple more.
For a guy who, in your words, is a little long in the tooth, Riggins is indefatigable. He shows no fatigue.
He's amazing. First and 10, the Redskins inside the 15-yard line. They're playing Redskin football here in the second half. Control football. And Riggins football. This time, Riggins held to a couple. Lyndon King
And on the
defensively
stop,
for
number
San Diego.
57, Lyndon King.
That's the end of the third quarter. Washington on top 17-7. We'll return for the fourth quarter action after this word from their local stations. And of course, the best the game has had to offer for the past few years, Dan Fouts. Tom Bass, the defensive coordinator, came in last year to organize things, and he really did. He shuffled a whole bunch of folks out of here, brought in a bunch of kids, and said, we're going to go from scratch. Changed over from a 4-3 to a 3-4. Highly intelligent, philosophical sort of a man.
Poet laureate.
And he's watching his defense facing the Redskins with a second down and 8. The ball at the 13-yard line of the Chargers, and the Chargers down 17-7 in a must game. Theismann tries to get it to Washington, incomplete.
Frank, we mentioned earlier that Papa Bear, George Hallis, an octogenarian, died tonight in Chicago at 9:30 p.m. Chicago time. This statement just received from Commissioner Pete Rozelle. George Hallis leaves modern professional football as his memorial. He was the National Football League, its founder, the driving force that sustained it during struggling pioneer years. And there is more. Here's Frank.
Third down and 8 Redskins. Theismann on the roll. Washington in the corner.
Nice throw.
Tried to get in the end zone. He does not do so, but he gets the first down at the 1-yard line. And Washington so effective out of the backfield.
Quickly finished. The commissioner went on with this. His passing is a loss to the entire American sports scene. It is particularly deep felt by those of us who shared his friendship and benefited from his counsel and support for part of the over 6 decades he personified the National Football League. Commissioner Pete Rozelle on Pop.
For the Redskins, first down, goal to go. And Riggins works his way into the end zone. The Chargers are saying no, but the strength and the power in those legs that have been carrying John Riggins through 12 years of NFL wars gets him in. And the Redskins beginning to put this one away. Joe Gibbs, Joe Theismann, and he's known a lot of them, says is the finest young coach he has ever known.
It encourages participation by the team, the individual players. I think that's really a mark of a smart coach, you know? Get all those players involved, and they're going to play for you.
As Joe said, if it's something we think of, we're going to try a little harder to make it work.
Right.
Joe Gibbs knows what he's doing. We'll be back. 85 tough yards, 2 touchdowns. A working night for Riggins. Redskins set to kick off. Deep is Ernest Jackson. Jeff Hayes bangs it. Taken short. This is Miles McPherson. McPherson is really hammered out of the 25-yard line.
This town was the center of baseball activity today. George Steinbrenner, the Yankee owner, as you look there at Big John Riggins, number 44. George Steinbrenner, the Yankee owner, was in town today having meetings with Jerry Kapstein, the gentleman who represents Goose Gossage, and Greg Nettles. Indeed, Greg was talking with me at halftime, and I'll tell you, as both of the men can become free agents, I'll tell you what happened in just a moment.
It used to be the agents went to the owners.
Capstein used to be doing stats for us, too.
Exactly, for 4 years.
First down and 10, the Chargers. At their own 26-yard line, Luther gets the screen to Muncie. Muncie has first down yardage out of the 35 to the 37.
Well, let's see if San Diego can generate anything in return as we look at the stats through the third quarter. There they were at halftime, and Washington had inverted the statistics and surpassed San Diego in yardage. And then in the third quarter, the Washington domination became more pronounced, as you can see. And the turnovers have hurt San Diego.
Typical Washington game. They get tougher and tougher as the game goes on. Picked off again. Fired into the arms of Neil Okowitz. It was intended for Charlie Joyner, I believe, and Luther almost knocked Okowitz down.
That's a shot of a man right in the middle of a migraine. The Redskins' defense had produced 21 turnovers coming tonight, so you add 6 more to it. That's 27, and they committed only 6. That doesn't sound right.
Washington, that's correct.
Plus 15 on the takeover, or the takeaway scale.
Well, there's another one. That was a nice throw. Okowitz was right there.
He really was open.
Yeah. Well, he's improved his routes. I mean, stays out after practice. They work a lot. You got to hand it to a guy like Neil. I mean, you know, if he wants to be a good receiver, you got to work.
First down and 10, the Redskins taking total control now. San Diego's 33-yard line. Riggins pulling ahead to the 30.
Now the whole game is reminiscent of that 1980 Washington defeat of the Chargers when the Chargers were presumed to be the outstanding team and heavy favorites against Washington.
What was the score of that game? Remember? It was a big one. I mean,
it was pretty big.
Riggins got a couple. It was second down and long for Theismann. He puts Monk and Charlie Brown up to the top of your screen. Rick Walker sets in the slot. Theismann rolling out. It's the pass off, and that, boy, you wonder when a quarterback goes down totally off balance. Theismann pops back up, though. He's okay. Incomplete. It'll be third down and 8.
He's elastic.
Was that Green that hit him? I didn't see who hit him.
Green was one of them.
It was either Green or was it, I guess it was Green.
Ken Green, the free safety.
Kenny Lowe was taking him on the outside, and that's...
Boy, he's off balance there.
That was Green.
A good way to lose his shoulder, but Joe Theismann is not only a good quarterback, he's a good athlete. We've watched him perform in Superstars, and he can do a lot of things well. And he can get himself out of trouble physically, and he just did. Third down and 8. Washington, Giaquinto are in the lineup for the Redskins. Theismann, great move by Charlie Brown, and just off the line was Theismann.
He had to release that a little earlier, I think, than he would have liked, Frank. He got Big Hands Johnson that came in there. And we'll watch. Downtown Charlie Brown put a little move here. Yeah, Gil says, I've seen that in college, but I just can't keep up with you. Ball was a little bit out in front of him.
Mosley, who hit from 43 yards out earlier, on now for a 47-yard attempt on fourth down. Theismann, the holder. High snap.
Nope.
Off to the right. And that center and the holder are so important. The snap was high. Theismann got it down, but the attempt was wide. As you can see, they are doing a little work here. They're going to expand it. It'll be first down and 10 for the Chargers under the direction of Ed Luther, with Dan Fouts unable to go tonight. Ed Luther, with his last 4 possessions, has produced 4 interceptions. That is not Eric Hoyel.
The little kid says, why would somebody put me in this outfit?
Chargers from their own 30-yard line. Luther dropped the football and it's loose. Charlie Mann got in there first, and the Redskins are going to get it back. Somebody just knocked it out of his hand. And the Redskins have the football back. Recovered by Todd Liebenstein.
As this game disintegrates totally, let me finish the baseball news. George Steinbrenner has till 9 o'clock Pacific time Thursday night to sign Goose Gossage and Greg Nettles under the baseball rules. Forget the replay for the moment. But I can tell you that Goose Gossage will not sign. He will become a free agent and test the waters with as many other clubs as show an interest. But there is a possibility of Nettles being signed. Greg's terms were named to George.
Charles Mann got the hit. Liebenstein got the turnover. That was the 6th turnover, I believe, on the night.
I think 7.
7 turnovers.
Yeah.
The Redskins are on top of their game because they live by that. That was John Riggins over the left side.
You know, you throw a lot of interceptions as a quarterback, and you go back, and somehow that arm freezes, and it just doesn't want to throw anymore. You just feel a little bit off, and he looked like he just held it a little bit long, and somebody knocked it out.
Really is an attitude a quarterback has got to have.
Yeah, you got to throw that ball.
Throw it up there. Somebody will catch it, like Okowitz.
That's right.
2nd down and 9. Riggins. Ooh, he punishes.
What a hit.
Only got a couple of yards out of it. He hit Ken Green.
Ken Green feels that, I'll tell you.
Washington, Giaquetto back in. Washington. Well, they're playing it a game at a time, but you've got to be thinking that they're thinking about December the 11th. And that is their 2nd meeting with the Dallas Cowboys. They've never lost a game this year on Sunday. They've only lost it on Monday night. The Dallas in the opener and then the Green Bay.
By a total of 2 points.
They're down long for Theismann. Washington, I think, a little confused on that. Oh, batted away.
Good defensive coverage by Gill that time. He had a long time to throw. Yeah, he rolled out, had time to throw. That was good defense.
Here's Mosley again. He's 2 in his last 8. So he's in a slump. Hiya, fella.
I'll tell you, coming into tonight's game, he had missed from 39, 31, 35, 36, 43, 42. And he's struggling tonight. This will be an attempt. And he has never missed 4 in a game.
He has
now.
And Mosley has a career mark. The man who set an NFL record of 23 consecutive field goals a year ago is struggling this year. But he's got a lot of help from his friends. They're on top 24-7.
Forward, and as a result, the ball also flies forward. Now you make the call. Is it a pass or a fumble? The arm is moved forward as a result of the defender's impact and not from a passing motion. It is a fumble, not a pass.
Said when he came back for this year, if we don't repeat as world champions, it won't be my fault. And he's living up to those words.
Mosley didn't say that, did he?
No, Mosley's got a problem. He's beginning to think.
Well,
I
you hate
watched
to
our
see that.
telecast last week.
Yeah. Oh, gosh.
Maybe it's infectious.
Well, Mark, you know, there's an old philosopher on his team, Joe Washington. He says, now, look, Mosley, he says, remember this. If you sail long enough, you're going to run into rough water. He said, that's what you're going through right now, rough water.
San Diego now has turned it over on their last 5 possessions. 4 interceptions and a fumble. This is Muncie. And Muncie, class football player, out over the 40. First down, San Diego, near the 42-yard line.
It appeared that Vernon Dean injured his arm or whatever it was he'd hurt again. Good opening up here. You see Dean 32 come along, take a swipe right there. He caught a knee with his arm. But look at Muncie maintain that balance. I do enjoy watching Muncie play.
Muncie will get a little bit of a breather. And we will watch Sherman Smith. We're in the 4th quarter, a little more than 10 minutes remaining to be played.
No, look out, boy.
Luther tries to get it to Chandler. Good coverage, Gerald Green. He was all over.
I tell you, we got these greens are all over the field tonight, aren't we? And 28 on Washington is green. Pardon me?
There are a lot of them.
Yeah.
There's Ken.
There's Mike.
Darrell. There's Mike.
Yeah, they're out there. Green is beautiful.
2nd down and 10. Muncie back into the game for San Diego. San Diego had high hopes for tonight, even though they didn't perhaps have the personnel to pull off what they wanted to do, because they play the Raiders 2 more times this year. They play Denver 1 more time. They could have got back into their race tonight.
He's got to have
Luther
hopes.
brings it up, and Holohan comes down with it. First down, San Diego, near the 23-yard line. He was dueling Curtis Jordan, and Holohan, the former Notre Dame star, makes the catch.
Got Mel Kaufman coming back from his linebacker position in there, too. Holds this ball again. Ed's looking at that same guy all the way through. You see Kaufman dropping back to try to cover it. Good comeback move in there by Holohan.
That's not even being respectful, covering Pete Holohan, who was a tight end, but was a wide receiver at Notre Dame, covering him with a linebacker.
But notice the speed of the linebacker Kaufman and hanging in there with the receiver.
First down, 23-yard line of the Redskins. Muncie swarmed on. Big Dave Butts rolling out there.
You know, we haven't given
Charles Mann, the rookie out of Nevada at Reno.
Haven't given Dave Butts or Darrell Grant a lot of calls tonight, but those are the kind of guys, they anchor that middle in there, and they're in on a lot of tackles. And you have a way of missing them because the linebackers are the ones that are kind of coming in there, but they've been clogging up some holes pretty well.
Hard to miss them, too, because they're rather large folks. Dave Butts, 6'7", 295. Darrell Grant, 6'1", 275. Loss of a yard, a second down and 11.
Throw it, Nancy, throw it.
Pass. Now this is Sherman Smith. He tried to get it back to Kellen Winslow, but there were 3 Redskins with him, headed by Monty Coleman, who has great speed.
That was the play that Sherman fumbled when they were about to move in for a touchdown. Remember, Frank?
It didn't work much better this time.
Nope, it didn't. But at that point, San Diego could have taken a 14-7 lead.
He throws this one a little further than he did the other one. That's Kaufman at 55, applying most of the pressure right there. Monty Coleman came in.
And Perry Brooks, third down and 11.
Well, they'll keep trying it till they get it right.
I tell you, that's the way you get. That's the way perfection is achieved in this league.
Luther is back. Luther, shot, touchdown, Holohan. Pete Holohan.
That was a well-thrown ball. Yes,
it was.
Threw that one right on the money.
I'll tell you, it was pretty heady, too, because Luther has a tendency with his mobility to run. He would not have perhaps got the first down. He had an opportunity to run to close to first down yardage, but he spotted Holohan opening up, and he knew he had to get it. Holohan, his first career touchdown. That's the second touchdown pass for Ed Luther. Bernushka is on to try and shorten the lead. Chargers have drawn to within 10. And in years past, 10 points would be nothing for the Chargers, but they are not in the same gear that they have been operating under for the past few years with Dan Fouts.
They got Kaufman again on Holohan. He looks back, took the wrong angle. Holohan stood in there, got himself a touchdown.
8:41 remaining in the fourth quarter. Of the game, the Chargers, perhaps thinking onside kick. And that was little or not effective at all, as Nick Giaquino with the good hands was up there right at the 50-yard line midfield for the onside kick. Doesn't work for the Chargers, and the Redskins have great field position right on the 50-yard line. Side kick fails for San Diego. Joe Gibbs, I think, reading the mind of his former mentor. Don Coryell had the good hands, people up there. Giaquinto was all over it. First down and 10 for the Redskins midfield. Theismann, Art Monk. Monk making contact with Gil Bird, but also picking up the first down.
They go right back to work. It's almost automatic. High percentage passing, ball control, chew up the yardage.
Yeah, and at this point, go to work on the clock. You do that with the big man, John Riggins. Muncie, not expected to see that much action tonight. An inspiration to the Chargers in the first half. Not that effective here in the second half. First down and 10. The Redskins have the ball. The Chargers 39-yard line. Riggins, well, he's hammered.
That green Green is all over the place, isn't he? You know,
He might not be next week.
That's
If he
right.
gets collisions like that.
Tonight he is.
Gonna have a sore body.
Practice, practice, practice. The Redskin offense, I like this little stat. They've started a drive in their opponent's territory 26 times this season. And the other teams in the league average only 14 drive starts in enemy territory. And in those 26 possessions, Washington has scored 15 touchdowns and 5 field goals. That's taking advantage of the situation.
2nd down and 9.
Yeah.
Theismann. Rick Walker. Another high percentage pass.
And Green is over there again. I'm telling you, he's covered the ground today.
He's playing in place of Tim Fox, who was injured a few weeks ago. Like the Chargers playing without both of their regular safeties. Tim Fox not in the lineup. Bob Greger, the strong safety, he's been out for 3 weeks. Very young secondary.
And they can't figure out Greger's absence. It's a troublesome knee. They expected it to be healed 2 weeks ago, and it's not healing.
3rd down and 5. Giaquinto motions left. Theismann with a lot of time and a lot of accuracy gets it to Giaquinto. He bobbled the ball, got it touched firmly again, and gets the first down near the 16-yard line of the Chargers.
It's incredible the way he makes those 3rd down plays.
That's we've
I'll
seen
tell you,
that.
he had all the time in the world from that offensive line at that point. They're doing a great
That's
job
true,
tonight.
Frank, but the guy is sharp.
Oh, of course he is.
We've seen him throw that particular pattern about 3 times tonight, and in those 3rd and 5 situations. And you've got Giaquinto, as Frank has mentioned, who is a terrific receiver coming out of that backfield. He's got up a little head of steam because he's in motion. Hard to cover him down there.
First down, give it to Big John. Big John dances back to the inside. He would have lost a couple had he continued outside, but he saw a little bit of an opening. He gets inside the 15. He gets himself a couple of yards. Ken Green again defensively, and Ken Green is going to need his own personal whirlpool.
But, you know, that's really kind of, when he's making all of those doggone, you're about right. But the party's never over. You got a scoop. It's over. I just haven't sung yet, that's all. I was going to talk about something, too, but I forgot what it was.
Slipped your mind.
Slipped my way. I forgot what it was.
That happens later on.
Yeah, I was on a good one there for a while.
2nd down and 8. Riggins looks back inside. Flags down.
That'll stop him.
As Riggins gets to the 11-yard line. Billy Ray Smith defensively. And the Redskins are going to pick up another holding call. I think that must be their 4th of the night.
6 minutes, 8 seconds left in the game.
Fred Silva.
Offense,
Giving you the
number
word.
68. Holding. 2nd down.
Grimm's got a couple tonight. Wide World of Sports coming back on Saturday. The World Gymnastics Championships. Now that's the last major meet before the Olympics next summer. Always exciting. Motorcycle racing. And, of course, satellite coverage of the Dublin Mile. Eamon Coughlin going home. The indoor mile record holder. Wide World this Saturday. Returning. Theismann on the night. 19 of 36. 250 yards. 1 touchdown. And, ooh, he hates it. That 1 interception. 2nd down and 20. Theismann will go down in the arms of Lyndon King. Scurrying around back there. He almost got loose. But Lyndon King picks him up on the blitz, and the Redskins now, who were down close to the 15-yard line. Actually, they were at the 11-yard line with their first down, have been backed up now to San Diego's 35 as San Diego struggles to stay in this game, trailing by 10 points with less than 6 minutes remaining to play. Hard to tell whether those numbers will hold up for Joe Theismann, who came into tonight as the NFL's leading passer. Chargers have played him tough, particularly in the first half. Theismann throws it into the ground. Good coverage on Joe Washington out of the backfield. Carlos Bradley was in there in the pass defense for San Diego. Jeff Hayes comes out. Mark Mosley breathes a sigh of relief. And Wes Chandler drops for San Diego.
And I don't think Jeff will be running with this one.
No.
That's a good heady move by, I tell you, you're really impressed by Joe Gibbs. One thing that could go wrong for them, and it could be a blocked field goal, and when you go for a long one, you can get a block easily. So he brings out Jeff Hayes. Jeff Hayes hits that funny kind of a squibber that Chandler
Did that guy
misses
touch
at the 7 and is down by the Redskins, Monty Coleman at the 1.
I thought he touched it. If he touched it, surely he didn't. That wouldn't happen in San
Well,
Diego.
if he touched it, it would be a muff.
It's a
and
muff,
it would have
muff
been
rule.
the Redskins' ball at the 1-yard line. But apparently he did
Ball
not.
is down on the 1-yard line. A 34-yard
I'll
punt.
tell you, that's good coverage. And
was.
Jeff Hayes, who has shown some exceptional running skill tonight, breaking off a big one to set up a Redskins touchdown, has hit another one.
Is it Monty Coleman?
I think if it's mighty, he went right through his hands.
He tried to touch it.
Sometimes it's not easy.
Well, the attempt doesn't make you guilty. The Chargers are 99 yards away. Strange world, and often the people who return kicks have strange things happen to them.
No, he didn't touch it. I believe it now.
He tried to, but he just didn't quite
That
get
ball
over
had, it looked like a knuckler. It really did. It is a kick that Jeff Hayes works on.
But why would he try to down that?
Well, trying to get back in the game, I guess. Luther, and Chandler comes down close to a first down. I think he has it out near the 12-yard line.
Guy's got pretty eyes.
What did he tell you, Don, that he might
No, he didn't. That was
be a
kind
while
of,
coming back?
they just haven't given him any definite answer. He said anywhere 2 weeks to a month, but he says you really can't tell until that 2 weeks or month kind of rolls around. Because
Worst
evidently-
kind of injury a pitcher can receive, the rotator cuff.
That's the
And
first.
in effect, Fouts is a pitcher, Frank.
It's the first game that Fouts missed last week after starting 67 in a row. He's been a tough competitor.
Look at this, wide open.
Chandler is open. In between the zone defense, Chandler to midfield for a San Diego first down.
We have 5 minutes, 7 seconds left to play.
And you know, with Dan Fouts at the helm, we've seen it happen many times. It would be nothing but excitement up here because you know how quickly they could come back.
Tony Washington, number 24, just didn't take a very good drop after he got to shove Chandler out to the outside. And Chandler just turned it up with his speed, fit himself right into position for a nice reception.
It's hard to say. It's not the same feeling with Ed Luther in there that we've had over the years with Dan Fouts, who could spark this team to so many points so quickly. Luther sidearms. And Joyner to the 27-yard line. First down, San Diego.
The man is throwing the football now, and there's no quitting this team.
Hope Charlie's not hurt. He's just getting up slowly, Charlie Joyner.
He's grabbing at a hamstring. It looks as though he'll stay in, however.
He's had several little nagging injuries, but Coryell says, man, it's hard to keep him out. He just stays in there.
Ed Luther, thus far, 18 of 32, 287 yards, 1 touchdown, not bad numbers, but 5 interceptions. Not good numbers. First down at the 27-yard line of the Redskins. The Chargers down by 10 points. Luther, touchdown, zone shot. Touchdown.
All right.
Wes Chandler.
Well,
27-yard shot, and the Chargers come roaring back. They have 4 minutes and 13 seconds.
27 yards on the pass completion.
Boy, those were quick
Luther.
strikes. A long one to Chandler.
Chandler.
He came back
Chargers,
to Joyner, and he
touchdown.
has just hit Chandler in the end zone. And Chandler, who we told you had the bruised kidney last week in Denver, was questionable all week, was slow getting up.
Here. That's the way to go. He's out there, I tell you. The ball is
Boy, this is a graceful receiver.
thrown with some zip. Working on Green over there.
Gave him a little look outside, Don, turned it up, and Green was left.
Look at his ability to get up in the air and catch that ball. He's not a tall fella either. That's the way to go, Ed.
he is a great athlete.
Now we wonder about the possibility of the onside kick. 4 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the game. If Panerska is successful, the Chargers will have brought it to within 3.
Can you believe they went 99 yards so quickly?
By Washington.
A big one to Chandler, a nice one to Joyner, and the touchdown shot to Chandler.
And start off up the top of your screen. You've got Chandler. He's going to run a little out and up. Luther had a little pressure in the pocket, and great concentration by that receiver.
Really was. And a great move to the outside. Darrell Green went with it all the way. Touchdown San Diego, and they're back in it. They're in a long line of acrobatic catches by this man, Chandler. And Wes is hurting. We told you about the problem he had in the Denver game, a severely bruised kidney. We don't know if that has been re-injured, and we're going to look at another onside attempt, or at least they faked it, tried to drop it down deep. That ball stayed in and was fielded by Nelms, and he is going to go down inside the 10, and San Diego is fired up. They faked the onside kick. Redskins moved up. Only Nelms was deep. He thought it was going to go out of bounds. It did not. This is grass, not artificial surface. He fielded the ball, tried to get it out of inside of his 5-yard line. He did that, but only to the 6.
It's Halloween.
Yeah, and now it's defense time for San Diego, because they could easily, with Bernurski, if they can get the ball back and get field position, tie it.
The Redskins, they've had their treat. Now they're looking at a San Diego trick. They're coming back. Riggins, he'll be the workhorse to try to give Theismann some room. Well, he's not afraid to throw it down here. Goes out to Garrett.
And that defense swarms in this game, which had apparently disintegrated early in this quarter when the score was 24-7. And then Mosley failed again on a place kick. Suddenly, with no quitting this San Diego team, they've come back.
That was Charlie Brown on the receiving end.
Don't you think one of the keys was Luther's use of his mobility? 3 quick.
That sidearm shot to Joyner.
Yep.
Was a beauty. Charlie Brown got about 4. It's second down and 6. This crowd is really into it. Riggins left side. He'll do nothing out there. Pursuing defense headed by Andre Young from the strong safety position. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Well, Theismann's got a big one now.
Riggins shaking his head. He wanted to take that off tackle behind Jacoby and Grimm. There was nothing happening there, and the Chargers defense, good pursuit all night long. They're young, starting 4 rookies. They're light up front. 255, 254, 241. That's their 3 down linemen and their 3-4.
Same pass he's completed to Giaquinto. Uh-oh, this time he goes deep. Oh,
Theismann under pressure. Giaquinto broke it off on him. I think he thought he could break it deep. Theismann didn't read it with him. And the Chargers are going to get this ball back in good field position.
You know, that ball was almost intercepted.
So Jeff Hayes steps into his end zone. And James Brooks, for the first time tonight, will drop as the punt receiver. A dangerous return man. Again, Brooks is in. He's playing on what really is the season for the Chargers on a bad ankle and a pulled hamstring. They're pulling it all out now.
What a nice punt.
Hayes, high, towering kick. Brooks wanted a fair catch. It changed his mind.
Got some room.
He's got it set up. Brooks, almost within field goal range. He is, as a matter of fact. Jeff Hayes had to make the stop at the 30-yard line, and the Chargers have come back.
They have come back against a team that one wouldn't think you could come back against. It's been an incredible display.
It was terrifically set up by the Chargers. Brooks didn't do anything but just take nothing fancy, just take off to his left. He had some good blocks, and Frank called it. Hayes was the guy that made the final stop.
I mentioned a stat earlier. The Redskins cover their punts so well. In their past 24 games, they've only had 5 punts brought back 10 yards or more. And Brooks has just put San Diego already within field goal range as Muncie tries the left side. Darrell Grant swarms there, but Muncie gets about 3 to bring up 2nd and 7.
See him holding on to that ball. They were going after it, too.
We have 2:45 and the clock is ticking away. As you can see, that remains in the game.
That's a long 2:40 and counting down from where they are. I'll tell you, they got plenty of time, Giffer.
And, of course, the Chargers have one of the high percentage field goal kickers in football today, Ralph Penerska. 2nd and 7. Muncy trying to get outside, working with his own men as the Redskins stack it up.
And off the truck, Muncy.
Good defense there by the Redskins.
NFL kickers have made 72.4% of their field goal attempts this year. Never in the history of the league has it been more than 70%. And only 5 years ago, field goal kickers, I like this stuff, 58%. See, I got that.
That was a gain of a yard. We got the 2-minute warning. We have a 3rd down and 6 for the Chargers. Dan Faust right in the middle, talking it over.
All right, let's take a look at what the Bills did against the Saints yesterday. We pick up second quarter action, and Joe Ferguson was the leader. Had a fine day, 4 touchdown passes. 7-0 Buffalo. Ferguson, play action fake passes to Tony Hunter, the rookie tight end from Notre Dame. This man destined to be a superstar, and this is why. All the way downfield, cutting back in, touchdown, 14-zip Buffalo. On the Bills' very next possession. Once again, Joe Ferguson, play action fake. This time, he will pass to number 88, Mosley, and that's a 22-yard touchdown, and Buffalo went on to win 27-21.
Meanwhile, back at live action, we've got a live one. Right now, San Diego, taking advantage of the 2-minute warning, has talked it over on the sidelines. Ed Luther has brought the play back in. This man on the spot if they are unsuccessful in getting the first down. And it is 3rd down and 6, the ball at the 26-yard line of the Redskins. Should they fail on a pass attempt, and it isn't necessarily so that they will go with the pass, because they have a great deal of confidence in Penerska, but from this point, the line of scrimmage, Penerska would be kicking from about 42 yards out.
Top of that screen, you got man-to-man.
Pressure, and Luther has to dump it off, and we will see Ralph Penerska. And for Penerska, he's 8 of 15 for the year. His best was at Kansas City. He has plenty of distance. He had a 51-yarder earlier this year. That was the winning margin over Kansas City. Luther, of course, is the holder. Andy Gissinger provides the snap. And Penerska sets up 8 yards deep, so we have a 44-yard attempt. This to tie it up, possibly put it in overtime. We have tied it up, and the Chargers, and boy, they deserve all the credit in the world. They have battled back.
You believe this?
They've turned it over 7 times tonight, and with 1:52 remaining in the game, we're tied at 24.
Weird things happen on Halloween.
Don Coryell's headache has disappeared. He's right out there in the huddle with his team.
Well, you know, you said it boils down. If they lose tonight, they've lost 6 ball games. Way to go, Rolf.
If they win tonight, they will stay within 2 of Denver and the Raiders. They are at 6-3. And as I've mentioned a couple of times tonight, San Diego plays the Raiders twice more. We'll cover one of them for you on Thursday night. That one, December the 1st. And they also have Denver once again. So they can be their own master. Ed Luther, 5 interceptions on the night. He got a little hesitant, as Don pointed out, in the 3rd quarter, but he came back, and the Chargers took it at their 1-yard line. He moved around the pocket, hit Chandler for a big one, came back, hit Charlie Joyner, and then hit Chandler for the touchdown, and Penerska is now hit from 44 yards out to tie it up. Mike Nelms flag is down as Nelms hurdles out over the 25-yard line. 1:47 on the clock.
Clipped by number 71.
Charlie Mann.
Charlie Mann.
Yeah, that hurts, too, because as we watched the Redskins up in Green Bay a couple of weeks ago, they got in this situation late in the game, and Theismann, with very judicious use of Joe Washington and John Riggins, got them back into field goal position to win that one, and Mosley missed that one from 39 yards out.
We saw the San Diego defense last time Washington was in this situation rise to the occasion. 3 downs and they punted. Got good field position.
Charlie Mann, guilty for Washington. .147 timeouts. The Chargers have 3 and the Redskins have 3.
On the run back, holding Washington, decline, illegal block in the back above the waist on number 71, accepted. It'll be first down.
And it'll be inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. This year in 3 Monday night games, Washington on Monday night has given up 102 points. 6-9 in the second half. That is highly unusual for them. Theismann, that one batted away.
I'll tell you, they
Almost
can't...
picked off by Lyndon King.
Right. They can't risk that again. That was the ball game right there.
He did have Art Monk open had he been able to miss Lyndon King. Quick drop back. Joe's kind of zeroing in on one target right now. You'll see Lyndon King make a good move right there.
Lyndon King had been thinking interception rather than knocking it down. That was a 6-pointer. Second down and 10. Washington and Giaquinto. The 2 pass receiving setbacks are in. Draw play, Washington. And he is hammered. First there, Gilbert.
It's got to be Green coming around there somewhere, though.
Green made sure.
He's had a heck of a game tonight, hasn't he?
This entire San Diego defense, and we have said over and over how young they are, how relatively light they are up front, has played superb football tonight. And that is not the long suit of the Chargers defense. Third down and 8. Joe Washington, and he is held short of the first down.
He did not get it.
Depends on where they mark it.
It'll be a marked job, and they now have marked it up what looks like very close to the 19-yard line. That's where he had to be.
It almost seemed that he had it and then almost took a little step back.
I don't think he got it.
No, they just indicated. They're not even going to measure. Crowd doesn't like that at all.
I think they decided they are going to measure.
Well, now they brought it back, but they were fairly confident he had already made it.
Almost had a good charge right in the middle. Washington hooked up.
He came back with the ball on his own motivation.
Yeah, but he did make a little surge right there. Well, we'll see. That was Danny Walters, number 23.
All right, they give it to him. Well, they marked it.
No, he made it. See?
Big first down for the Redskins. They have 1:04 remaining. 2 timeouts. And Bill Theismann. The Redskins are looking right into the teeth of overtime.
And he still, I was going to say, he still has to be relatively careful down there, Frank, on the 20-yard line. The passes that he's going to call, not that they're going to call them too risky anytime, but I would look for the kind of the little turn in. Of course, with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go, you say, well, let's go to the sideline. However, with 3 timeouts, and just trying to get in a field goal position to let Mosley have another shot at it, they might try to come back down in the middle, use those timeouts. He moved it very well before the half, we saw. Picked up 3 points. Joe Gibbs has got something on his mind over there.
Set to go. And almost this entire stadium is on its feet. And they're chanting defense. Giaquinto in motion. Theismann Monk is there, and he holds on
What a
out
catch.
at the 43-yard line as we're inside 1 minute. Ken Green again defensively. Theismann hurrying the offensive unit up to the line of scrimmage.
Might have even used the timeout there. He's got 3.
He's got 2.
Oh, he does.
Charlie Brown in a collision over on the right side with Danny Walters. That ball totally uncatchable.
That was some catch by Art.
It really was.
Holding on to that after that hit. He is a great athlete.
That pass to Charlie Brown, he would have tried to get it in as we go back and look Monk's
There's
catch.
the catch again, and watch this hit.
Ball was not
Look
thrown
at that.
well.
Nope, thrown behind him. He made the turn, kept the ball, got the hit, and retained the ball.
As Andre Young, 49, who made a hit, but the ball was thrown behind Monk. That was a good job of adjusting.
Theismann killed the clock with 42 seconds with that attempt to Charlie Brown. It's 2nd down and 10. That's Charlie Brown, and he has another first down at the 42-yard line. I don't think they'll use it yet. Heading towards 30 seconds.
Yeah, he's got.
This will be a pass out to the left or the right to kill the clock. And a flag is down as one of the Redskins was moving.
Charlie Brown looked like.
The clock has stopped with 25 seconds. And realistically, now you have to go back and consider what Mosley has done on the night. He has missed from 43, 52, 47, and 39. He's been successful at 39. And as you can see, the penalty is against the Redskins, and I'm sure the Chargers will take it. They want to back them up as far as they can. Down will remain the same. That could be academic.
The entire offensive team was not set. The illegal motion. First down.
So it'll be first down, 15. Theismann has 2 timeouts. 25 seconds remaining in the game, and of course we're tied at 24. Theismann looking for Washington. He pulls it off the turf, steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line with 19 seconds remaining.
That was a remarkable catch, too.
I was just going to ask Frank, is there a tougher catch for a receiver than those down there around your shoestrings?
Yeah, the one Monk made a short while ago.
Yeah, that one.
But this is a great effort, and Joe Washington just beats in so many ways.
And keeps his balance after it.
Absolutely.
Don't be surprised if Theismann goes looking for Washington again. He needs to get just closer. Mosley does not have the long leg. Charlie Brown is inside the 25-yard line, and now we'll get a timeout from the Redskins. They have 1 remaining, and Theismann has really moved this football team.
Did you see Charlie Brown extend those arms to get every possible placement from the official? Theismann talked today about the intelligence level of his team, and you look at it again.
The bottom of the screen, you can see Charlie Brown. He's going to do kind of an end route. Little move right there. Came back around. Joe's got some time to throw. Charlie comes in across the middle. Ball's thrown right in there. How long did you say his arms were?
72 inches.
72 inches. He got 72 more inches out of
Well,
that.
he didn't get all of that, but
Well,
now the strategy being played out is rather interesting. I know with Mosley, and he has been rather erratic for the past few games. They are thinking, let's get it closer, right?
That's right.
They have 13 seconds. They have 1 timeout remaining. Something may be short, even over the middle. Plenty of time to get Mosley right in front of the uprights, get him in close, and win this thing in regulation.
42 yards away right there, Frank. So that's certainly not what they say, the old chip shot.
No, as I mentioned, he's missed tonight from 43, 52, 47, and 39. And on the minds of the Redskins was another miss from 39 yards. A couple of weeks ago against Green Bay, that would have pulled that out for the Redskins. So it's not been Mosley's year, even though he had that sensational year last year, setting the NFL record of 23 consecutive field goals.
Well, you just saw a shot of Dave Butts a moment ago, number 65, with his arm around Mosley, trying to encourage him. There's Dave in the picture now.
Mark's been there a long time. He knows what the pressure is like. First down and 10, 13 seconds remaining. One timeout for the Redskins. Monk is in motion. Inside handoff to get those few extra yards. And 9 seconds now remains.
He uses his
We'll get Mosley. The final timeout has been used, and Mark Mosley will come out. It should be a kick of about 36 yards. But again, Mosley coming into tonight had made 17 of 23, but he had misses earlier at 39, 31, 35, 36, 43, 42. So this is not in the bank.
I'm just really, it's nice to see. But the Chargers seemed to me they were going to be out of this thing. And it was just, you kept saying, well, when are they going to finally close the gate on them? And they just never did close it. And, of course, Mosley, as Frank's pointed out, if he had kicked any one of the 4 that he's already missed, they may have been out of it.
Well, should Mosley make it, it'll be a heartbreaking defeat for this gritty San Diego team.
That really is the truth. They have played great tonight without Dan Fouts. Busted up in the secondary. 37-yard attempt. Again, Theismann does the holding. The center is Jeff Bostic. Very steady in there.
San Diego looks, possibly they called a timeout, did they?
I don't know what that was. The Charger came over the sidelines, and Coryell almost kicked him back out on the field. 37 yards for the ball game.
Right through the middle.
Mosley has kept the Redskins within 1 of Dallas. And a heartbreaking loss with 4 seconds remaining in the game for San Diego. They could have been their own masters with the Raiders and Denver both ahead.
But at the same time, Frank, proof once again of the brilliance of Theismann and his receivers and the way they read one another and the way they operate in an absolute crisis.
This one, there was little doubt about it. It was a high snap. Good job by Theismann to get that ball back down. He's there.
He is a good holder because
Yes.
he had 2 high snaps tonight.
Oh,
and
Mark.
you got to get it down quickly.
He said, that's it. Practice, practice, practice.
Now you need a Joe Cap play. 12 laterals by 11 men.
It'll happen.
Redskins will go 7-2 on the year. They'll remain a game behind Dallas. Next week, they'll be home for St. Louis. Then they'll have 2 on the road against the Giants and the Rams, followed by Philadelphia, Atlanta at home. And, of course, that big meeting with Dallas December the 11th in Dallas. And then they'll close with the Giants. San Diego, well, they'll need a bit of a miracle as they drop to 3-6 on the season. Next week, they'll be at Pittsburgh. Then they take on Dallas right here. Then St. Louis, Denver, the Raiders, Kansas City, the Raiders once again, and on the final Sunday of the season, that last Raider game. Thank you.
Washington, if they grew complacent, it was when they had a 24-7 lead with about 10 minutes remaining.
Ed Luther, 5 interceptions on the night. He stayed alive, took the Chargers 99 yards. Final stats for Theismann, whose brilliance was shown in that last drive. 25 of 46, over 300 yards, a touchdown, and 1 interception, only his 4th of the season.
Timeout with 2 seconds.
Quinto, or Bruce Laird, brother. Chargers trying one desperation. They didn't want the clock to run out. They will try a long pass looking for a defensive foul, hopefully to get it within Benershka's range. They'll hang this one up way down there looking for the defensive foul. A game or half cannot end on a defensive foul, and that's what they're thinking of. And Don Coryell, he's never out of it till he's out of it.
Somewhat intense, isn't he? Nice man.
Interesting, though, and today, we asked him what he did yesterday, and he said he and his wife got together. We asked him if he watched the games yesterday. He said no.
Went up to the mountains and watched the leaves turn.
Of course, he took a projector and 5 cans of film and
made his wife run some pass routes.
Chewed her out, and they weren't exact.
That's a relieved Mosley right there, I'll tell you.
Kickers live in that strange world that is often wonderful and so many times just horrible. Ed Luther says, how far do you want me to throw it down there, Coach?
As far as you can, Ed.
Of course, it plays out on both sides. Joe Gibbs, who worked and played actually under Don Coryell here at San Diego State, right on this very field. He was with him in St. Louis, and he rejoined him again when Coryell took over here in 1979. He was here for the first record-breaking year that Dan Fouts had, and then he, of course, took over the Redskins in 1980. Longtime friends and associates. The opposing coaches tonight. This is your old Big Ben. The Redskins will not foul, however.
Is that Mark Murphy?
Mark Murphy, his second of the night.
That's his third, I think.
Third of the night, you're right.
His sixth interception by poor old Ed Luther.
And the seventh of the season for Mark Murphy. So a comeback victory for the Washington Redskins. They stay within one of the Dallas Cowboys. A heartbreaker for the San Diego Chargers. They fall to 3-6. Mark Mosley. He made the one that counted. Once again, the final score, Washington 27, San Diego 24. Tonight on Nightline, a talk with TV anchor Christine Kraft, whose victory in a sex discrimination suit was thrown out today, and the latest from Grenada. All tonight on Nightline after your late local news. Our travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines, the official airline of the 1984 LA Olympic Games and the proud sponsor of the United States Olympic team. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television. We'll see you